that's not going to work. We'll go with that. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to The Point. I am your host, Eric Mitchell. You probably already knew that because you're tuning in, and I thank you for that. Got a great show for you today. Ever since November 3rd, we've been talking about the election because it just won't go away. Most of us grew up going through election night and having it decided by an amazing journalist on our TV screen from one of the big three. That's changed over the years as streaming news and news platforms grow from the big three to there's so many of them I've lost track. Besides adding in Fox and CNN, of course. We watched those when the Gulf War started happening. We all became glued to CNN. And then Fox News came around and then people started watching Fox News. But our country has become more divided as we've gone through this election. And that has been a key to what we're discussing today. With our country divided, how we can reunite it, because reunited has never felt so good, and we need to do that. Yep, that's a song I promise I won't sing today. So our guests have created an amazing organization called Braver Angels, and their goal is bringing America back together after this election. Their goal is to unite citizens on the red and blue side, you guys that are just not behaving on both sides, and bringing you guys back to depolarize our nation. So let's bring in our guests. I think most of them are here. Well, they were, but well, this is what we have the show for. So let's bring in our guests. There is everybody. Everybody's here. Check out our guest. We'll start. Hold on. I'll do right above me. That is Doug Teschner. There we go. Doug, wave your hand. Rick Yeames, one word. See, he lectured me earlier. And Mark McLaughlin, Mark wave. And Mark is right there for everybody. So we have Braver Angels. So whoever wants to go first, I'll kind of leave this question open. What had you guys come up with Braver Angels?
Well, I'll take it, Eric, and thanks for inviting us on the show. I mean, we're all active in Braver Angels up here in New Hampshire. I mean, Braver Angels is a national organization. It was founded in after the last election as we saw these incredible divides. And myself, I've only actually been involved in the last year or so, but I really have sort of stepped into this because of my concerns about this, the inability of people to talk to each other. And it's a very volunteer-driven operation, and I've ended up as the Northern New England coordinator. I've got 3 states, which is kind of exciting, but it's very volunteer driven. And I know Rick has been involved with us, and Mark. They're also involved with some other efforts that they can tell you about that are designed for to advance good government too. But you know, political polarization, bitterness, rancor are dividing Americans in ways that really threaten our nation. And to me, the most dangerous part is the belief that the problem's all on the other side. There's this unwillingness to consider the limitations of ourselves. Whenever I hear people talk about those people, that puts up red flags for me that we need to step back and try to and look at people, treat people with dignity, and try to understand where the other side is coming from.
Absolutely. So Rick, why do you think this election, I mean, and I think a lot of us know the answer, but why do you think this election, unlike all the rest, have been so polarizing and so divisive? I mean, I look on social media and there are family members basically openly threatening violence on each other. I mean, it's crazy online. I mean, the trolls are the worst they've ever been. People are just throwing things around. This doesn't show a country that's a first world country that has led, excuse my French, we've led the world in kicking people's asses for 245 years. I say that out giving the Marine Corps a lot of love. We don't look that organized. We look like these countries we used to make fun of in the 80s that were having coups and people were shooting each other in the street. Our country looks that way. We're more divided than ever. Why do you think that is this year? Is it COVID related? Is it all this other stuff? Or is it just we're just becoming an older country?
I think it's a little bit of everything, sort of the perfect storm. I definitely think COVID didn't cause it, but it definitely contributed, as it's contributed to everything. But I think fundamentally, um, we've stopped disagreeing on issues and started to disagree of people. And I think Doug summed it up well when he said, his flag goes up when people start to talk about those people. Those people are our brothers and sisters. Number one, we're all Americans. And we certainly can disagree with each other on issues, but when we start to demonize, it very true. It's not one side or the other, it's all sides.
Yeah.
Whether you're calling those people deplorables or you're calling those people elites or whatever term you want to use, if you're in your own bubble and not talking to someone outside of your bubble, it's very tough not to identify with your own bubble, and therefore everyone else is wrong and evil.
Yeah. So Mark, this question for you.